Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you what our sales funnel looks like for high-ticket dropshipping. So a funnel is classically something that looks like this, right? You're going to get a lot of leads in at the top, and then you're going to filter those leads through the funnel, and then you're going to get them out the back end of the funnel and serve them more funnels. So that's kind of what it looks like. And even send them to other people's funnels. And these kind of look like sales letters. So the first thing in the funnel is traffic methods. So traffic methods are like things like places like Google, Google Ads, Google Shopping ads, things like that. And you have places like social media, like Facebook, Pinterest, that kind of stuff. And we also have Instagram, if your niche is Instagram heavy. Places like YouTube and video. Other places like blogs and forums across the internet. And even like word of mouth and referrals. Okay, so all these different traffic sources are going to send traffic into our funnel from various places. Now, to understand traffic methods more, you have to understand like where the buyer is in their buying journey. So a buyer might be interested in just learning more about the product category. So the product category is the top level here. So most people in the very beginning, all they want to know about is like, what is the best, the best that. Right? We call it like the best X. Best X is the keyword that you're going to be targeting for product categories, because people type into Google best electric fireplace, best bathtub, best infrared sauna, and what they want to know is number one, what is the infrared sauna? Number two, what brands are out there and what the website recommends, what are people buying and stuff like that. So this is the product category level. Most people will start here. Obviously, their buying journey will start here, and they'll do some research. And then once they get down to different brands, then they'll look at, oftentimes they'll go down to this level, and they'll take a look at what brands are out in the fireplace world or the sauna world or whatever. And so, like just think about whatever you're buying. If you haven't been introduced to those brands yet, then you want to kind of have an idea which brands are better, which aren't. And a lot of times people even go straight from here down to the product level because these websites do actually recommend a lot of specific products. So I'll put that here is that this is the product level. This is the third level where somebody is finally making a decision, hey, I want this actual product, right? So a buying decision might go, a buyer's journey might go from there to the product and then back up to the brands and then choose maybe a different brand's product. Or it might go down to the product and go back up to the category again and sort of look at other products and then come back down. So the buying journey can take all different steps and stages. We as human beings all have different ways of processing information. And so, but just understand that this is level number one, usually. This is level number, this is level number two. Not sure what happened. All right. And this is level number three. And the reason I call these numbers levels is because we will be using these in our shopping campaign ads and in our Google search text ads for targeting search queries. Facebook ads are more for targeting interest-based, and Google is more for targeting search query-based. And with high-ticket products, the sales process can take quite a bit longer. Someone usually takes about a week or two or longer to go through and do all the research necessary and actually make a buying decision. So because of that, you can't really target somebody with a cold Facebook ad with high-ticket products just because they're not going to make that purchasing decision on the spot, whereas with like a $30 product, they might. With a $300 or $3,000 product, they definitely won't unless they just have ridiculous amounts of money. So, and most people don't, right? So, so Google shopping ads or Google search text ads is usually the best place to target because it targets the search queries. Now, you can target 3 different types of keywords with advertising and also with organics. So there's 2 different methods here. Advertising costs money and SEO doesn't. So, I'll put that over here. GA stands for Google Ads, which costs you money. And GO stands for Google Organic, which is free. Okay, so that's really important to understand. Is Google has at the top of their results, they'll have ads, and in the middle, they'll have the organics, and even at the bottom, they'll have more ads. Depending on the sidebar, they'll have more ads. Depending on the keyword, they might have location-based, things like that. So, but Google is what we usually use to target stuff. So knowing that, you will be creating ads first and foremost for the product level, because this is kind of the low-hanging fruit. Somebody's at this level, chances are they're probably searching around on the internet for the best deal. So if somebody typed an actual product name, like a model name or a SKU number into Google, they're just looking for the best store, the best deal, and the best offer, and the most trustworthy one. And usually, people like to buy from niche stores because they're the authority on that product, because high-ticket products are often quite complicated, and complicated products, they want to make sure that they're dealing with an expert who can help them before the sale to get the right one, and after the sale in case anything goes wrong with it. So usually people like buying from niche sites, and that's why we create niche-specific sites, even as low as a single product category, and really build that one category out with all sorts of content, because we can help them the best. We're the best salesmen for that product category, and so there you go. So we start there, and that's what I'll have you be doing is with your Google Shopping ads, is you're going to target shopping ads based on the product keyword. We're going to do that, and I'm going to show you in the next lesson how we go about doing that, and how the funnel works, and then after that, I'm going to show you how to set that up in the ads. But in the future, understand that there's different types of Google ads. We're going to also be doing search text ads, and they work a little bit differently. Google Shopping ads work with negative keywords, whereas Google search text ads work with positive keywords. But still, you're going to be using the same keywords to run both campaigns. It's just a different way of doing it. Google Organics also works a similar way. Google Organic works with product keywords, brand keywords, and category keywords. And so here's an example. So a product keyword will be like your product page, right? So your product page is going to be you're going to be targeting that product keyword, that SKU number, that model name on the product page. So if somebody types into Google, your shopping ad should show up, your search text ad should show up if it's a best-selling product, and you should show up in the Google Organics. That's the ideal situation. Plus, if you can make a YouTube video on that targets those same keywords, a YouTube video should pop up from you, and you should be able to show up, if they're on a social media channel. And you should also you should be in all different parts. And I didn't even add here is email. Forgot about that. But email isn't really like a search-based thing, but email is important for traffic, and you can send traffic from email. So anyway, so that's products, and then the next one is brand names, and brand names are going to be your brand collection. Okay, so collection pages in Shopify are going to show multiple products from that one brand, and you can make a brand collection, target that brand keyword, and have all that brand's products there, and then link to that brand keyword from all your blog posts and from emails and from social media, right? And people will even find it in the Google Organics. Okay, and then last but not least is the category keyword. These are the hardest to rank for because they're the most competitive usually, but these will be your category collections. Okay, and your category collections will have all the products under that one category from multiple brands, and it's going to usually be sorted by bestseller, and that's up to you. But if the customer lands on that page, what you should do first and foremost is introduce them to the category, and then show them some sort of a buying guide or a link to a buying guide at least, so they can learn more about that category if they're not quite ready to go through and make a decision yet on which product they want to buy. So people, there's different types of shoppers. Some people just like to browse around. Some people like to actually learn a lot before they buy. So you want to make it good for both of those buyers. And so that's what we do on the category collections page. We do a mini buying guide with a link to a longer buying guide. And then we have links to other category pages. We have links to the brand collection pages within that category from that buying guide, and then also from this collection. And then we link to, of course, the best-selling products that we have, the top 10 within that buying guide. And those are here, and we can link to those specific product pages, which really helps us rank in Google Organics. So this is how the sales funnel works in the front end. On the back end, when somebody makes a purchase, and by the way, when they're in the process of making a purchase, you can actually add add-ons and upsells like on the product page, on the cart page, and then, of course, after the sale, which is what I'm going to talk about now. So after the sale, what happens is somebody lands on your thank you page. TY, thank you. And your thank you page is a cool place because you can serve that person more content with a video or with written content, and you can serve that person more offers. You can give them a discount code to get more, to purchase more products after the fact. You can offer them like buy 2 get a discount, buy 3 get a discount, that kind of a thing. You can offer them accessories to buy. You can offer them insurance. You can offer them white glove delivery. So there's a lot of different things you can do. You can offer those on the product page itself. You can offer them on the cart page as like a pop-up, and then after the sale. And you should be, because all these things are going to raise your average order value, AOV. And that's a key metric to keep in mind, because if a product you're selling is $1,500, but then you can tack on another $500 in value-added services to that, then your average order value is $2,000. And the margin on those value-added services is usually quite a bit higher than the margin on the product. So the margin on the product might be 10 or 20%, whereas the margin on the value-added services or accessories might be closer to 50% or more. So that's really important to know. So you can take a profit of like $300 to $500 on an order and turn it into like $700 to $1,000 just by having value-added services on the back end, right? And a great way to do that obviously is with the thank you page, and then also with email. And then also, if you want to get really advanced, with Facebook retargeting ads. Facebook retargeting ads, okay? And so all these ways are great ways to do it. You could even do YouTube retargeting ads. That's a little bit more advanced, even more. But for now, we're just going to work on having the offer on our thank you page and then having an email flow in Klaviyo so that you can target those people and then sell them more of those products or give them a discount to buy something else from your store right away, okay? And so again, you're going to send them into another funnel, which is what I talked about, more products or value-added services, or maybe even, you can even send them even deeper down if they're a totally awesome fan of yours, like they just love your company. Then you can get them to refer you to their other friends, and then you can do that with an affiliate program. So there's all different levels of customers, people that just want to buy maybe a couple of other products from you, people that are actually going to want to get more services, and then people that are just like going to buy everything from you and refer you to their friends and family. So those are really cool people to work with. And then the last thing you should do is on the very back end of this is actually come up with affiliate offers. So you might have seen this maybe if you've shopped on Vistaprint before, but on the very far back end of their funnel, they might have something like free magazine offers or free vacations, things like that. Things that aren't directly related to your niche sometimes, but they could be. And so affiliate offers are really cool. You can serve those by email and then just on the total back end of your funnel, that kind of stuff. And it just is a profit booster at the very back end. You shouldn't really be focused on that in the beginning, but later on you will. So this is kind of what the whole sales funnel looks like here for high-ticket e-commerce. And this is what we're going to be working on to build out. But first and foremost, let's get the Google Shopping ads going, because that's where the low-hanging fruit is. That's where you can make sales right away. And then we're going to build out your store and work more on the Google organic rankings, and then search text ads, and then all the other social media channels and traffic methods and stuff like that. And then we're going to interlink everything, okay, so that the customer can easily flow through your funnel. That's the goal, at their own pace. So if they're totally ready, they can just boom, purchase from you right away. If they're not, then they can bounce back and forth a little bit as much as they need to, and you can serve them emails in the meantime, and get them to come back to your store and send them to the different levels here right away directly. Okay, that's key. And when you can do that, then you can just get them right back into that spot in the funnel where they were, and then serve them all sorts of different products, value-added services, or get them to refer you on the back end, and then offer them affiliate offers. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, ask below, and get into the next video where I'll be showing you more what it looks like to set up these Google Shopping ads, which is going to be kind of your main source of revenue. I would say if there was one source of revenue that was more than any other cold lead channel, it'd be Google Shopping ads. So we're going to focus on that. It's kind of like an 80-20s thing. So let's get into it. See you in the next video. Hey guys, welcome to the lesson on setting up your Google Merchant Center. So your Merchant Center and your Google Shopping Feed app will kind of work hand in hand. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you not only just how to set it up, but also how it works and how to know how to troubleshoot a problem as you're going through it, because you might have little issues here and there. You need to know exactly each point along the way at which something happens so you can easily draw back to that point to fix the issue. So that's it. Let's get into the lesson.
Alright guys, so here we are in the lesson. Below you'll see a link to download the Google Shopping Feed app in Shopify. If you just go to your app page though, you can just click the Visit Shopify App Store button and also search it that way. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. Alright, so if you just type in like Google Shopping Feed, hit enter. The one with the most reviews is the one I use, so yeah, feed for Google Shopping. I'm not sure what this one is, but it looks like it has a lot of reviews too. But I've always used this one, and I really like how it works, so I'm going to continue to recommend this one. So it does cost a little bit of money after your 21-day trial is up. It's $4.99 a month is what it starts at, and it goes up in cost as you add more products to your catalog. Let's go ahead and add the app. Okay, so here it's going to ask you to log into Google Merchant Center first. So if you haven't set up your Google Merchant Center yet, it'll walk you through that. So first just log in with Google. Okay, let's see, it looks like I'm not logged into that one, so let me do that. Next. I'll pause this really quick. Okay, so I've went ahead and logged in, and I can click Allow. So it says here you have authenticated your Google account successfully. Please choose Google Merchant Center ID, which you would like to use for Google Shopping. Does not associate with any Merchant Center. Click here to log in with another email. So what you have to do now is set up your Merchant Center. Okay. So in order to do that, we're going to go and... Alright, so here we are at Merchant Center. If you just type in this into your browser, in fact I'll put it into the lesson. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just going to fix the writing here. Alright, perfect. So in here, all you have to do is click Get Started. Make sure you sign into the same account that you're using for your stores. Okay. Kind of goes without saying, but just make sure. Okay, so United States. This is the name that's going to show up on the Google Shopping ads. You can change this later. And your time zone. This might look different by the time you go and use this. Of course, they always are changing their stuff. As of April 6th, 2020, this is how it is. Just go ahead and click yes. You can always unsubscribe later. Okay, so sell your products on your website. You're going to be using shopping ads and Google search. Okay, You might even use shopping actions, but you're not going to be using local inventory ads. Okay, so just remember, to get your Merchant Center running, you have to configure the programs within your Manage Programs tab. Okay, so let's create the account. All right, great. So here we are in the account. So let's go ahead and go back to here and into the app. Now we're going to refresh the app. Okay, now this box should show up, and now you have a merchant account number. Click confirm your account, and here we go. Programs in Google Merchant Center. Important note, please make sure to enable required programs in your Merchant Center before submitting feed, so Google can start the review process accordingly. You must at least enable shopping ads. Otherwise, submitted feed is of no meaning because Google will not review it. Okay, so do it first, obviously. So we know that. We can go in here. It's going to have a thing that says setup, setup, and setup, right? So let's just do the shopping ads first. Continue. Okay, so here's kind of a checklist of things you need to do. So first is set up tax. Okay, so don't set up tax at account level. Don't charge tax for any state. Set up sales tax for states in which you charge sales tax. Recommended. Hit save. Okay, then add your state. In this case, my state is Wyoming. Use the Google determined tax rate and do not tax shipping. Hit save. All right, you're all set. Let's go back to the shopping ads setup. Set up shipping. So we're going to be doing free shipping store-wide. Free shipping. Select service area, United States, USD, all scenarios. Select time. Order cutoff time is what they kind of want to know for free shipping. So there really is none. So we can just 12 a.m. to, oh wait, this is Pacific Standard Time. And all right, so we set the cutoff time, and you can be a little bit more like, let's just say like 11 p.m. or something like that. It's free shipping. It's not like you're doing same day shipping or something like that. Handling time is usually like 2 to 7 business days. Transit time, well, let's just say like 10. See, sometimes it can be even longer. Let's say Monday through Friday. Yeah. So it just kind of depends. But usually on average, it's 2 to 10 business days. Transit time can be somewhere between like 3 business days all the way up to like, I don't know, 10. Let's just say 2 to 10 as well. It's about the same, right? Cool. All right, and I don't think minimum order value, yeah. If you guys have more advanced things later on, you can come through here and adjust them as well. Holiday cutoff time, yeah, let's just not mess with that right now. So your shipping rate is going to be similar to your shipping zone. Create a single rate for all orders. Free shipping, lower 48 USA. In fact, let's just use that name for the main one. Let's see, our fixed rate is 0. Yeah. Okay, and hit continue. That way, at least people will see like lower 48 USA. That's better. Alrighty, let's go back here. What else do we have to do? Add product data. Okay, so we're going to take care of that a little bit later. Website URL. You can add that here.
Bye-bye.
Okay, unclaimed. So let's claim the website. doesn't let us, then we can always... Okay, good, great. So it claimed it for us. All right, let's go back here and finish the setup. We haven't set up our ad account yet. Let's just see what this says. Yeah, this is basically what it says now. If you go to the tools and settings, you'll see, let's see, shopping ad setup, yeah. So it's basically under tools, shopping ad setups. Just make sure you know where that is so you can find it later. Okay, and you're going to be creating a product feed later on. So let's go ahead and get in there now and just hit yes, I've enabled programs. Okay, domain is verified. Okay, great. All right, this is the quick sync settings, and you can switch to advanced integration as well. Let's see what that looks like. All right, well anyways, doesn't really matter, I guess. Total products I have 46. So what we want to do is we want to create a collection for all products over a certain amount of money, because we don't want to be advertising accessories. So what I can do in here in the store is we can go to products. I'm going to open in a new tab just so I can keep that apps tab open. And go to collections. All right, good. So in here we can create a collection. What I usually do to make it look more natural is I just add the main category keyword to it. So in this case, it'd be like electric bikes over 500 or something like that. 500 is just sort of a starting point. You guys can do whatever you want, really. You can sell products that are over 300, or you can sell products that are over 400, whatever. Just so you know, this is going to be the collection, the auto collection that puts products into Google Shopping. So you can change this however you want, but you have to, I would not recommend just pulling all products, okay? Because it will pull any product that's on your store, including products without images, like test products, demo products. It'll pull anything that's not hidden, basically. Okay, so this will just be your, like, you can even call this Google Shopping if you want. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But what I like to do is I like to say anything over 500 bucks usually has like 20% margin on making 100 bucks. It's worth running ads on. This is up to you, so just keep that in mind. What I found with starting ad accounts is a good place to start. So automated, product price greater than 500. Okay, make sure it's automated. If later on down the road you find out that a supplier doesn't want you advertising their products or whatever, something weird, you can always go through here and choose it to match all conditions. And like, let's just say the vendor, you can exclude a certain vendor, it's not equal to that, and then you won't be running ads for that particular vendor just by updating the collection on Shopify. Okay, so you don't have to disable them in ads, and you don't have to disable anything else. You can just totally update the feed in Shopify. All right, so now that we know that, let's go ahead and go here. It'll pull all the collections. 2x over 500, okay. SEO title, SEO description, first variant only, because if you do all variants, it might show the more expensive ones. Append variant name to the product title, no. Inventory policy, follow. Ignore would basically mean that if you mark a product as 0 stock, it's going to stop showing them in your ads no matter what. So we can change this later on, but for now, it's going to follow the inventory policy that's set in Shopify. So even if it's marked 0, it's still going to show, okay? As long as you have that inventory policy, just continue to sell. Product image option, use second image, no. Submit additional images. Check this with submit additional images. No, just the first one is fine. Submit a rich product description. That's fine. Okay, and then your default Google product category will kind of be like your default category on your website if it's available. Okay, if it's not, as you can see here, that's fine. Just type in, like this one's not the right one, so I'll just put this. And I'll kind of see within there if there's any type. I just put cycling bicycles, that's fine. Default age group, adult, gender, unisex. Okay, and in the beginning, you definitely want to submit the brand name, MPN, and GTIN, which is the barcode. Later on, for particular products, you may need to submit them as custom products if they do not have barcodes. Some suppliers do not. Okay, and hit save. Alright, Google Sync settings. Sell price with price, enable sale price, UTM tracking parameters to URL. Okay, so they got some new options. They're probably updating this app pretty frequently. Sale price with price, so yeah, go ahead and check that box. Append UTM tracking parameters to URL. That's correct, so you can track the sales that come from your Google Shopping ads. Product ID format. This is good because we're using Judge Me. All right. And you should not change that. Okay, so make sure it's in English and your store currency is USD. All right, and then go ahead and sync. All right, so that's going to send it to Google Shopping. We're going to then be able to add the product data, and then we're going to be able to link our account once that's set up, and then we will be able to run the ads. So we can't do it quite yet, but in the next lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to go on and proceed to the next step. Okay, see you in the next lesson. All right, so in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to make it so that a product that does not have a barcode on it is listed as a custom product in your Google Shopping feed so that it will be valid in Google Merchant Center and show in the ads. So some suppliers will not have barcodes, okay? So for those specific suppliers in your spreadsheets, you'll be able to mark that no barcodes, and then in here, which is in your Google Shopping feed app, you'll be able to mark them as custom products. So you can filter by the brand. That's probably the best way to do it. Vendor. And choose the vendor. So in this case, I think it's a Mojo for me. So as you can see, the ID is missing, which basically means the barcode. So you got to edit it in bulk, and you have to go to where is it? Mark as custom product. I think it's called something else in here. think it's this one, change identifier submission controls. Yeah, it's like really weird. Change identifier submission controls. Control product identifier submission. So product identifiers, the ID they're referring to over here, ID validation, whatever. That's the manufacturer part number and the barcode. Okay, the SKU and the barcode basically. So for those particular products right now, what it's set to is to look for the SKU and barcode. But since the barcode is missing, what we could tell it is to just submit as custom product. Okay, and that's basically going to tell Merchant Center there's no barcode for this product, so just list it according to the keywords. So you got to apply that in bulk, and you're good to go. Okay, and you should be able to tell in the Google Shopping feed which products are ineligible, what brand they are. For instance, this one, I believe the other one is Green Bike for me, Green Bike Electric Motion, so I have to do the same thing there. Sort by vendor. Select the products, do edits in bulk, scroll down to change identifier submission controls, submit product as custom. Okay, and you're good to go. And that should be updated within a day or two, and you'll be good. Okay, thanks so much. Hi guys, so before we get started with setting up your Google Ads account, the first thing you want to do is click on the link below, and you can go to this page where you can claim your Google Ads coupon. So this changes from time to time, but right now they match your spend when you spend up to $150, which is really cool. So you spend $150, they'll then give you $150 in credit for your next $150 in ad spend for free. Okay, it's really nice to get a booster like that when you're first setting your ad account up. So go ahead and enter your email here, and then get the offer code. I'm going to do that for my store now. All right, so this is here. You will receive your coupon by email within 1 minute. Create your first ad now. You can apply the coupon after you start. So this is kind of the beginning for setting up your ad account. So in the next video below, I'm going to actually start the ad account. All right, guys, so now we're going to attempt to start our Google Ads account in the easiest way possible. Obviously, we just signed up for the coupon, so we can just use the link here to start the actual ad account. So without making it too complicated, we're just going to try to breeze through their kind of account setup process and get it going. But what you want to do is you don't want to go through their express thing. You want to go to the bottom or try to find the link that says switch to expert mode or whatever. Okay, then it's going to let you kind of breeze past all the BS and go straight into your ad account. It might look different by the time you get there, but let's try to find that link. Cool, so we are in the ad account now. Just wait for it to load. All right, great. So it's going to ask us to build a campaign first. So, obviously you could just get started with setting up your Google Shopping campaigns at this point, but you don't have a feed to pull from. So they're not going to run right away until you get everything set up with your feed. So we're going to go ahead and set it up anyways, but it won't let us, so it says shopping. So we can set up any kind of campaign. Let's just do a search campaign, and let me just see if it'll let us just go back and not use that. That won't require us to go express. So the key with Google Ads, I believe, is just to set up a regular campaign, like a search campaign for your brand name or something like that. That's what we're going to do. That's the first one. So just website visits. Okay. needs me to set a conversion tracking thing. Website sale. Okay, great. There we go. All right, so yep, doesn't really matter. We're not actually going to be using this campaign, so you really can just breeze past all this. Let's just make the budget $1. It doesn't matter. All right, here we go. So, just pull one keyword. Now just type in here. Okay. I'll go ahead and finish it off. Headline 2, I guess needs to be filled in currently. Great. So now that we've created the dummy campaign, we can go ahead and add the code to our account when we get it in our email. But for now, I got to add all my business information here and my credit card details. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and pause the video. All right, and here we are. We are all done. So first things first, obviously, go and actually remove that campaign that you created. Your dashboard might look different than this. As of April 2020, this is the dashboard of Google Ads. So all you do is need to select it and remove it. Confirm. You're not actually going to be using it. All right, cool. So here's your dashboard overview, and very soon we're going to be setting up the Google Shopping ads. All right, so back in the Google Shopping Feed app, go to Settings and go to Google Remarketing and Conversion Tracking. You need to set this up before anything else so that your ad account will work properly. So it looks like I need to actually re-log into the account here, which is fine. Okay, cool. So now we just log in with Google Ads. Down here, perfect. Okay, click allow. Choose your ad account, link your account. Okay, and then you're going to have all these boxes checked. You're going to be setting up dynamic remarketing. So this is for remarketing to people according to what product they sell on your site. You'll be setting up conversion tracking, obviously tracking when you get conversions from the Google ad account, so you can track your return on ad spend. Add to cart tracking, so you can retarget specifically people that add to cart. And be good checkout tracking, so you can actually specifically market to people and when you're getting lead conversions and stuff like that. Okay, so go ahead and get those all set up. All right, and of course, if you already have a tracking, you can use it, but I would just suggest setting up new lead conversions and deleting any of the old ones that you had before. Okay, so this is going to be the conversion action up here. This is going to be my lead conversion action for add to cart and my lead conversion action for beginning checkout. Website sale, purchase, recommendations. Yeah, okay, should be good. All right, so down here, Google may show tags as unverified for the next few days. Please not delete or disable website sale from the Google Ad account. However, if you have completed the dynamic marketing tag tracks added cart events and submits them to Google. Google will automatically create new remarketing audiences. You don't have any existing audience, so you don't have to create them manually. Keep that in mind for later. There's going to be another lesson on that later. You will not be able to see dynamic remarketing tag code in the source code of the source pages as it loads through Shopify scripts, okay? All right, so all done. You're all set. Let's move on to the next lesson. All right, guys, so this training video, I'm going to go over the 3 different types of campaigns that we do, the 3 different types of keywords, and the negative keyword lists. 3 different types of keywords. Okay, so this is how we get the Google Shopping ads to work really good. And this is key to your success. So follow this plan and you'll be successful. Stray from this path and you will likely not get as good a return on ad spend. Just how it works, okay? It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. It's a little bit complicated in the beginning. It's a little bit like learning math, you know, you have to kind of get used to it first. And then once you get used to it, you're a whiz. And who doesn't want to be a Google Ads whiz? It's going to make you money, right? So let's get into it. So we have 3 different levels of campaigns. Level 1 is the high priority, otherwise known as the generic. Level 2 is the medium priority, otherwise known as brands. And level 3 is low priority, otherwise known as products. Okay, so that's how we're going to set them up. Now this is based on the settings, and I'm going to show you how to set that up in the next video. The 3 different types of keywords we'll be using to make sure that these work are, of course, generic keywords, brand keywords, and product keywords. Product keywords like model names and SKU numbers, okay? So being that Google Shopping ads do not allow you to actually target specific keywords, they only allow you to tell Google what not to target. We have to tell them, okay, these are the different types of keywords we have, and we have to bid higher on certain keywords than others, okay? And the way we're going to do that is having high priority generic be a low bid campaign, and having my medium priority be a medium bid campaign, and my low priority products be a high bid campaign, okay? And we're going to create 3 different types of negative keyword lists. What the negative keyword lists are going to do is they're going to be applied to each of these campaigns, and they're going to make it so that if a search query gets typed into Google, you know, like electric bike or something like that, I'll just put like example search queries. One would be electric bike. This is a generic campaign, or this is a generic keyword. Okay, and so since that got typed into Google, we will not have that as a negative keyword on any of our lists, that keyword. So that keyword is going to show up in our high priority campaign, because having a high priority, you're telling Google, hey, show this campaign first. Because I have 3 total campaigns, one with the highest, medium, and low priority. If that search query is not a negative keyword, then show it on the highest priority. Okay, so that's what the toolkit does, and that's what Google does, and they also put a very low bid on it. So you're going to be putting a low bid, like somewhere between, I don't know, like 10 cents all the way up to like 30 cents or something like that, okay, on average. The medium bids are going to be like somewhere between, I don't know, 30 to 60 cents. This really depends on, you know, the niche and the industry and the competitiveness. And high bids can be all the way from like 60 cents up to like $1.50 or something like that. I'll just put like $1.80 because you just don't know. It can get really high. All right, so electric bike would be an example of a generic keyword, and that's going to show up in the low bid campaign. Now, what if someone types in Eco-Trick? This is the brand name, okay? Brand name. So if I assign this as a negative keyword to my brand name's negative keyword list, then that's going to get pushed down because it's going to be applied to the generic campaign only. It's going to get pushed down then because Google sees, oh, sorry, you've already told us not to show this campaign for it. We're going to show it in the medium priority campaign. Okay, so they could type in like Eco-Trick, or they could type in Eco-Trick electric bike for sale, or whatever, you know. Basically, the keyword that just has this in it, any long tail keyword, and it does not have an actual model name or SKU number in it, well, that'll get pushed to my brand campaign and I'll bid appropriately, medium bid on that, okay? And the reason why we want to do this is because these bids right here are much more likely to convert. People already know what they want. Here, they don't particularly know what they want, but they're still pretty low in the buying cycle. They know what brand they're looking for. And if the brand has pretty generic products, then it's likely they'll convert. I get a lot of conversions on my medium bid campaign on high-ticket products. A low bid campaign on generics, people typing in just the generic keyword for your niche, it really depends, and it usually works best on the lower ticket products, somewhere between $500 to $1,000 or less. Okay, let's keep that in mind. All right, an example, EcoTrick. I'm just going to say model name here, SKU number. Okay. So let's just say someone typed in that brand name plus their model name and SKU number, or one or the other. In other words, they just typed Ecotrick model name, Ecotrick SKU number, or they just typed the model name, or they just typed the SKU number. If they type any one of these things, then they're going to be pushed down into the product campaign. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. Because with the product campaign, the product negative keyword lists, you're going to be applying that to your generic and your brands campaign. So Google will say, oh, well, this negative keyword here, this SKU number, is marked negative. It's applied to this and this campaign, so we'll kick it down to this one because it's actually open and we'll bid really high on it for you. And one of the keys to making this happen is making sure that you choose the right keyword types, okay? And keyword types are broad match, phrase match, and exact match. Broad match has nothing around it. Phrase match has parentheses around it, and exact match has these little brackets around it. And then there's broad modifier. And that's basically like a little plus sign before each of the keywords, okay? So these are the different types of keywords. Now, as far as negative keywords are for the lists, I suggest using either phrase match or broad modifier, because that's going to allow you, if somebody types in a SKU number plus some generic keyword, or a model name plus a generic keyword, or a brand name plus a SKU number plus a generic keyword, some combination, but it has that in it. Either this one or this one are going to make it so that you are going to get bidding high on that search term. That's what you want, okay? Now, as far as the generic campaign for the negative keyword list goes, you're going to be applying to all three campaigns. And these are keywords that aren't relevant to your catalog at all. So if I sell electric bikes and someone's typing in moped, right? Moped is a generic keyword, is an irrelevant generic keyword. And that's going to get shown for none of the campaigns. Because I don't want to bid on keywords that aren't related to my product catalog. If I don't actually sell a moped, then, or like, a Vespa, I've seen that a lot in this niche, Vespa, okay? I don't want to be bidding on that, it makes no sense. So I'll add that to a generic campaign, and boom, I don't have to bid on it, okay? It's not going to be shown on any of my campaigns at that point. So this is the structure of how these campaigns work. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you actually how to set it up. I just need you to completely and fully understand this, and come back to this video if after setting up the ad account you still don't understand how it works completely. Okay, come back to this video and rewatch it. Take your own notes so that you can kind of understand this better, and make sure that it makes sense to you. Okay. All right, guys. So now we're going to set up the Google Shopping campaigns. So below the lessons, you'll see this text. So step 1 is create your first campaign for the generic keywords. Your settings are going to be 1, to set the priority as high, and to add each of the 50 states to locations in bulk. Okay. And then you're going to set the bids at about 15 cents to start. Next, we're going to copy and paste campaigns to make 2 new ones with the same settings and change the settings. Brand campaign, priority medium, product campaign, priority low. Okay. And then 3 is to, then below that is going to be another lesson creating negative keyword lists, generic brand and product, and assigning those to campaigns. And I have a list of generic negative keywords you can start out with. All right, so let's get into it. So here's the ad account. So the first thing you do is create a new campaign. Click sales and shopping. All right, so since it says no linked accounts, what I need to do is go and link my merchant center, which I believe is here. And that was kind of the next step. So just link the account. Okay, and click link. So then you need to go back to your ad account and should be linked accounts here. Merge Center. View details. Approve. And you're linked. So once that's done, just go ahead and get started again. Sales, shopping. Now it has your account linked. Make sure it's the US or wherever you are, and you're going to be creating a standard shopping campaign. Okay, so again, I'm actually going to number these so they show up by number. So generic, okay, high priority, HP, and then low bid, and then USA 48. That's where we're going to advertise. So we're going to do manual CPC. We're not going to use their enhanced CPC. Our budget is we're going to start out with $30 a day. And later on, we're going to be creating a shared budget, so I'll show you how to do that. Campaign priority is high. Okay, you can choose to have your shopping ads shown elsewhere, which is fine. You're going to go to location options. Here we are. Actually, you're going to start with the United States. We're going to go through and actually make it specific ones later. I'm going to change this people in who show interest in. We're just going to advertise people in and regularly in. We really don't, if someone's in another country and they're just showing interest in the United States, we don't want to advertise to them. It's just not worth it. It's not going to have as high of a ROAS. And people that are actually in our excluded locations, even though we're not going to have any excluded locations. And go ahead and create the first campaign. Later on, I'll show you how to create the showcase shopping ads, but for now we're going to do product shopping. The ad group is going to be all products. That's the first ad group you'll have. Your bid is going to start at 15 cents per campaign. Right, so here's what your campaign will look like. These are your products now. So let's go back to the actual ad group. Okay. Actually, this is to the campaign view, and then settings. And when you go down to, sorry, not settings, locations, target. Okay, so what we can do here is we can actually hit this edit button. We can remove United States, and we can add in bulk all the locations from that list that I created. So just highlight the whole list, copy it, and then paste it into there. Should be 49. It's the lower 48 plus Washington, D.C. Just kind of go and double check that it looks right. Okay. Oops, I think I forgot to click something. Yeah, you got to search it, and then you got to actually target all. You got to click this target all up here. Okay, so when you target all, it's then going to do that, and you can hit save. What it should look like is you have all these different states down here. It's going to give you data on each particular state, which is really cool. Okay. Now I'll show you later on how to do more optimizations in the ad account. For now, we just want to separate by state. Later on, we'll be looking at ways to optimize by ad schedule, time of day, and by devices as well. Okay. So for now, we're going to go ahead and skip to the next thing. So once we've created the first campaign, just go back to your all campaign view and click campaign so you can see right here. What we can do is highlight and copy, and then go edit, paste, and it'll create the exact same campaign. duplicate. So what we're going to do is edit the name, change it to brands, medium priority, medium bid, USA 48, and remove the number 2. Okay. We're going to click into the campaign, and now we're going to go to settings. We're going to change the campaign priority from high to medium. And hit save. All right, so do that one more time. Check the box, edit. Oops. Well, I guess I can just do that again, but let's go ahead and copy and then paste. All right, so we have that. We're going to change the name to 3, and then products, low priority, high bid, USA 48. All right, and then go into that campaign, to the settings, go to campaign priority, and low. Hit save. Great, so your initial Shopping Ads campaign structure is now set up and ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is create a shared budget. A new shared budget, shopping campaigns. And we're going to enter it $30 a day. Add to campaigns. Check them all and hit save. And you're good to go. So what that's going to do is that's going to share the same budget between all 3 campaigns. So one campaign doesn't eat it all up, and then you end up bidding higher on the same generic term from another campaign. So that's really good. All right, guys, so you've done this. You're good to go. The next step is going to be creating negative keyword lists and applying them to the campaigns. I'm going to handle all that in a separate video below. I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, guys, so we're going to now create negative keyword lists. So negative keyword lists are under Tools and Settings, Shared Library, Negative Keyword Lists. It's also where you're going to find your shared budgets, your audiences, and that's about it. Other things you might need to mess with later on are your conversions and any of your other stuff here. But for now, let's just look at negative keyword lists. So we don't have any right now. We need to create 3 of them. Okay. First one is going to be generic. And these are going to be all the generic keywords that we can use. And there's a list down below in the lesson settings. So go ahead and copy that list and paste it in there. Okay. Change, Home Depot, Best Buy, Walmart, eBay, parts, how, accessories, logo, Amazon, used, manual, Costco, where, what, when, why, how, photograph, review, handbook, changing, why, Lowe's, not, Craigslist, installers, show me, wait, forgot, indifference. Okay. Just like informational keywords. This doesn't, when someone types that in, they're basically not really showing that they actually know what they want. They're not going to buy it. So what you need to do once you add those, go back into the campaign and apply it to all 3. Okay? You don't want to be bidding on that in any of the campaigns. And if you only apply it to one, it's going to get kicked down to the other, right? So obviously you want to apply it to all 3. So that's the first one. And that was easy. You'll add to that more later. The second one is your brand's name. So if I go to Electric Bike Paradise right now, I can easily pull my brand's name just from my brands menu because I've added them here, right? So EV Rider, eMojo, Athican, McCarty, Best E-Bicycles, Green Bike. Okay? You put them in parentheses. And also, if they have spaces in their name, add both versions of it. Makes it a lot easier to rank for those keywords then. Athican. You're only going to be putting single keywords. Don't put the long tail keywords. McCarty. Best E-Bicycles and Green Bike Electric Motion. I'm going to shorten that one a little bit to just green bike. Let's see if that's a good idea or not later on. All right, and let's save that campaign, or that negative keyword list. Go back into it. And for your brands campaign, you only want to apply it to the generic. Or brands list, you only apply it to generic campaign. That way, it gets kicked down. Those search queries get kicked down to your brands campaign. Okay. All right, and then the third list is going to be products. It's going to be any model names, SKU numbers. Okay, and I'm going to have to pull one just right off the top so I can create the list, and then I'll go through and actually do more later. So right here you see Green Bike Electric Motion Mule. That's a particular model name. Okay, Mule. So you should have done that already as you were onboarding each of the suppliers, and as you onboard each of the suppliers, you'll be creating your list of model names and SKU numbers, and you'll add that to this list as phrase match keywords. Now, if you add them as a broad match by accident, you can always go over here to phrase match or match type and change it to phrase match. Okay, and then for the products list, you want to apply it to generic and brands so that it gets pushed down into the search query gets pushed down into the products campaign. Okay. All right, and that's it, guys. So go through and finish filling in the products negative keyword list with the model names and SKU numbers on your store. And you're going to be all set to start running your Google Shopping ad campaigns. We'll see you in the next lesson. All right, so this is an account of a client of ours, and what I'm going to do is show you how to manage an ad account. So when an ad account is set up, we want to look at some particular things. Usually this is the 3-tier shopping ad campaign, so you want to narrow it down to just shopping ads first. In this case, the ad account only has shopping ads. If they had other ones, you could click up here, shopping ads. So first thing I see is clicks, impressions, CTR. It's pretty standard data. As far as CTR, we're really looking to get everything over 1%. Okay, average CPC should be the lowest for generic, kind of somewhere in the middle for brands, and the highest for products. If it's off, then need to fix that. Let's see here. The next one is I kind of want to see like how many conversions each campaign is getting. I also want to see the conversion value and the conversion value divided by cost. Okay, conversion value divided by cost is return on ad spend, basically. And we really want to get that over 10x, maybe 20, 30, 40x. It's hard to get up there, but over 10, 10 is like the minimum. So that's kind of the thing there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, great. So that just gives us a lay of the land. You can start from generic and work up to brands, but usually there's just one ad group with all the products in it. And we just want to make sure that what we're doing is organizing it properly so that we can look at the data based on brands. So in case it's not like this already, you can click the edit button, a little pencil icon, and make sure it says brand here, and then have all the brands selected. Okay, in this case it is. And once that's done, then you go over here next to each one and hit the plus button. Change the menu to item ID. Scroll down to the very bottom so that they're all selected. Click the checkbox at the top, save without editing bids. And that'll give you a breakdown of all the products within that one brand and each particular one. And then across the board, it'll kind of give you an idea of the average across that entire brand. So here we can sort by any column just by clicking the column at the top. And you'll be able to see, in this case, which brand has the most clicks. We go over to the right. And if you don't see the main columns that you need to see, then go and add them. What I want to see is conversions. So which one is getting us the most conversions? In this case, it's United Fitness. Okay, so that's kind of a simple organizational thing, but you need to just make sure you organize everything. Okay, takes a minute. Do the same thing for each one. Make sure each campaign is organized properly. Okay, this is the campaign, that's the ad group, just so you know. Okay, conversions. In this case, there's no conversions. Okay, so that's the first thing, is organizing your products into a proper ad group with organized structure. So next thing is we want to go back to all campaigns, and we want to go down to keywords and search terms. Okay, and you want to click campaign so that it shows all the keywords according to a particular campaign. I usually work from the top bottom, so products down to generic. What I want to see is that there are only product keywords showing up in the products campaign. Okay, so long tail searches with a product keyword. So in order to do that, sometimes what we have to do is actually go to the actual website and search it in the search bar. So like for sale is not going to be a product keyword, but 54 Viking, that sounds like one. So I'm not sure what that is, but I want to find out if it's within the product catalog or not, which is important. Or just the word Viking, maybe. Okay, Viking is. I'm not sure what 54 Viking is, though, because I don't see 54 in here. So what I'll do is that I'll make sure that 54 Viking is even relevant. Maybe that's like the name of a car or something like that, you know. So I'll actually search it in Google. Here it is, yeah, it's a boat. So it's not relevant to our product category. We're paying for clicks that are not relevant, okay? So what we need to do then is make a negative keyword or adjust this Viking negative keyword so that we only get relevant searches. So in this case, it's first degree fitness Viking, or Viking indoor rower, or Viking plus reserve indoor rower. So Viking is a model name, and the brand name is First Degree Fitness, and the product category is indoor rower. So what I would do is click on Tools and Settings, right-click, and open a new tab, the negative keyword list, so that you can stay here, not have to hop back and forth all the time. Is what I'll do is I'll go into the product negative keyword list, and I will search for Viking. Okay, so Viking rower. Oh, I already did this. Okay. So that's good. Maybe that was in the last 30 days, so probably I should search the last 14 days. Looks like it's still showing up. 7 days? Okay. All right. Well, in that case, you can see I already did the work. So what I did was I changed the negative keyword from Viking to First Degree Fitness Viking and Viking rower. And those are, of course, phrase match. So phrase match means that any phrase that has this in it will show up. So if they put like Viking indoor rower, it'll still kick it down to the products campaign a bit higher on it. So that's good. All right. So next one is here, Apollo rowing machine. So I'll make sure that Apollo okay, and that is a keyword, so that's good. Body solid G1S exercise chart. I'm going to see if G1S is a product. It is. I'm not sure that the word chart is relevant. So what I'll do is I'll search that in Google. G1S is good. They might be looking for like a PDF download or something. So we don't really want to bid for keywords like that. That's a good example of a generic that is irrelevant to our catalog. So what I'll do is I'll go to the generic list, which is applied to all the campaigns, as you can see, and I will put the negative keyword chart in there. Okay. Body solid, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Looks good. 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 Report. Okay. Mars bar front squat. Okay. Yep. Where to buy. Okay. That's a pretty good keyword. Where to buy. I'm kind of just scanning for generic negatives. Here we go. Here's an example. Manual. So we don't need to be paying for a click on something for a manual. So we'll go ahead and add that. Generics that are just not relevant. Okay. Good, good, good. Good. Good, good, good. Now we're into the generics. Generics you don't have to worry a whole lot about. In this case, we're bidding pretty high on generics, so I think I'm going to do is lower the bid on the generic campaign. The bid should not be 50 cents. Usually the generic campaign, you're bidding like 15 to 25 cents. So I'm assuming he's been spending a lot on generics in the last week, which he sort of has. So we're going to lower it back down to 25 cents. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Just click the check marks in the box, hit edit, change bids, or you can do it this way. But yeah, so 0.25. Yeah. Generic traffic is fine for SEO, but bidding on a generic traffic is not as profitable unless you have products that are low priced. Alright, so now we have brands. I want to check the bid is at $1. Average CPC is like $2 on some of these things. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to move this down to around, I don't know, 75 cents instead of $1. Okay, and then products, we're bidding $2. I'm going to move this down to like $1.50. Okay, and then the reason for that is because we want to be kind of averaging this account out. The first phase was to get it going. The next phase is to kind of lower the cost per click and raise the ROAS. So now that we've looked at search terms and affirmed that search terms are matching up with the campaigns properly, next thing we want to do is go back to all the shopping campaigns and look at the settings. Because we can optimize according to settings, which is usually pretty profitable, more so than just the normal. But what we need to do is we need to organize them. So in the Masterclass, I made a list of locations that you can easily import into your Google Ads, to the Google Ads account. So let's see, let's find it. It's under Setup Google Shopping Ads. And here's the lesson, and here's the list. So all I need to do is just copy list. Okay. And go to account. Yeah. That's the keywords. Okay, what we need to do is change the locations. Might have to do this for each campaign separately, unfortunately, but it's okay. We'll just delete the one that's in there. Add locations in bulk. Search should be 49. Includes the 48 states plus Washington, D.C. Okay, and we do not need to exclude anything because we're not bidding on United States as a whole anymore. Let's do the same thing for brand. Oh, oops. I don't think I did it right. What you need to do is click here, target all. And just kind of go through and make sure they're all states and city. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, that's proper. Go back to generic. There we go. It's going to search them first, and then you have to click the little target all button. then hit save. And last but not least, the products. This should have been done when the ad account was set up, but it wasn't. So I'm just showing you kind of how we would go back and fix that. Okay, good. Now I can check back in a week or two, and I'll see data here on which states are getting the most clicks, impressions, conversions, etc. And I will raise bids 10% in each one that does. Ad schedule. Okay. Again, this should have been done when the account was set up, but it wasn't. We got to do it on each account. What we want to do is we want to do all days from 12 a.m. to like 4 a.m. Actually, sorry, take that back. We really don't need to do that anymore. We just want to do 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. But we want to do like Mondays, Tuesdays. We're going to optimize for day of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, because some days of the week might end up getting a higher conversion rate for some reason or another, so we just want to do that. So I did that on generics. Let's do it on brands now. Okay, and last but not least, products. Okay, perfect. So we'll be able to adjust bids on the ones that get more conversions, okay? And then devices, that's already set for you, which is cool. We usually, right off the bat, set computers, products, computers, brand, 100%. But what we find over time is sometimes the mobile phones get conversions really good. In this case, mobile phones, brands. But since it's brands, I'm just going to mark it like 50%. Okay, and really, these like 100% bid ups are actually quite high. So what I usually like to do is, just do like 10%, because it's going to increase 10% of the other things too. So bidding that high is kind of ridiculous, I think. So we're just going to go ahead and do 10% increases on the ones that are getting conversions. Okay. All right, well, that's about it for the ad account management stuff. So just to recap, just checking out the campaigns, seeing where things are at, seeing what your ROAS is, what the conversions are, conversion value. Okay. And then working on the keywords, make sure the search terms are correct, cite negative keywords correctly. The last thing is the client should be handling this themselves, is whenever their product catalog is updated, they need to keep tabs of that. And they need to make the negative keyword lists themselves out of the updated catalog and add it to the negative keyword list. If they're not doing that, the Google Ads will not work. So hopefully in the future, be able to have software that will automatically create negative keywords. But for now, got to do it manually. So that's it. All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to be setting up search text ads. So search text ads are similar to shopping ads in that they show up at the top of the search engine's results page, or they could also show up at the bottom, and I don't know if they show up on the sidebar anymore. But regardless, the cool thing about search text ads as opposed to shopping ads is you actually control which keywords they show up for. So they're more targeted, and the cool thing about that is that you can also choose your bids, and you can get targeted traffic to your website. Google, of course, chooses the keywords that you show up for. So using the method of doing shopping ads, we've avoided having to put tons of negative keywords beyond the initial set of negative keyword lists. So that's cool, but you're always going to have to be going into your shopping ads on a weekly basis and updating your negative keywords. With search text ads, you usually don't have to do that the way that I set it up. So we're going to be setting up 3 different ones. The search text ads we're going to set up are based on product types, which are collection pages, which will have low bids. The brands, which will go to the brand collection pages, which will have medium bids, and then products, product pages and high bids. Okay, so pretty simple process, straightforward. And they included some ad copy template below. So final URL, I'm going to go through this whole thing for you. You can get creative with this and do your own. This is just what I use. Doesn't mean that you have to use it, but it's just a good place to start, and it's nice to have it. It's up to you though whether you use it or not. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, go into your Google Ads account and click New Campaign, and then go to Search. And purpose is to get sales and website visits. Type your website in. Okay, and then there's the campaign name, which we can just make one campaign for everything at this point. Later on, maybe we'll change that. Networks, you can choose search and display, that's fine. Locations, so definitely want to choose specific locations. Again, United States is where you want to target. You want to exclude Alaska. You want to exclude Hawaii. Exclude Puerto Rico. And later on, we'll go through and you can actually add each state as a targeted location, and then you'll be able to better raise or lower bids according to which state converts better on these campaigns. Languages is English. Budget, you can start out doing $100 a day. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to spend that much money. You get to control your bids. You want to bid on conversions. So don't choose their optional things. Definitely just choose manual CPC. I don't let Google spend my money randomly. Do not do enhanced CPC until you have data. See, the thing about Google enhanced CPC is they're going to use the data they have on your account and your conversions. So in the beginning, you don't have any. So start with manual. And then once you start getting conversions, then you have some data to go off. Google has data to go off, and then you can use enhanced CPC at your own risk. Enhanced CPC means that they may raise your bids when they think something is more likely to get a conversion. Now, Google's algorithm doesn't know the difference between a product name and a brand name and a type name. We do. We know that the funnel is more specific to product names for conversions. That's the bottom of the funnel, so we want to raise our bids there. We don't want Google to raise our bids on our generic keywords campaign, right? So anyways, start and end date, start, no end date set. You don't need to do any dynamic search ads yet. You don't have any audiences selected, so don't worry about that. And site leak extensions are kind of cool, but it's not something you need to set up right away. And there's call extensions, all that good stuff. This is all stuff you can go through later and optimize. But to get started, we just want to get some traffic to our product listings. All right, so ad groups. I make a separate ad group for each ad. Okay, so basically what you can do here then is you can make like one ad group for a product, and then you can split test different ads within that ad group, depending on like the ad copy and stuff like that. So you can split test ad copy. So usually default bid, we start, it depends on your niche, but with product types and collection pages and stuff like that, for product types specifically, like electric fireplaces, we're going to do low bids, like 25 cents or something like that, And then for brands, maybe 50 cents or, whatever, and then products, maybe 75 cents up to $1, that kind of thing. Really depends on your niche. Some niches are much lower, some niches are much higher. So you're going to have to just start somewhere maybe low to medium and then raise your bids incrementally from there every week and just kind of test them out and see how they go. So first ad group we're going to do is the product types. And that is specifically going to be our main product type, which is, I believe, ethanol fireplaces. Let's just go ahead and start there. So if you go to the front end of your website and choose your main product type, ethanol fireplaces. Okay. So it's like 25 cents to start. And then what you want to do is put between quotations the name of that collection, so ethanol fireplaces. Right? So if you have subtypes within that, like I have wall-mounted ethanol fireplaces, tabletop, freestanding, and those actually get search volume, then you can run separate ads to those too. A good way to search for search volume is use the built-in keyword finder tool. Let's see, where is that? Keyword finder. So Google has a keyword planner for people that pay, and it makes it really easy to do search, keyword search research. You can also use KWFinder.com. I use that as well, but this is free and included. So we just want to do like, ethanol fireplaces or something like that. Okay, it's going to tell me a lot of other keywords, and I can search by average monthly searches and see that electric fireplace gets a lot more. Fireplace, fireplace mantle, fireplace inserts, outdoor fireplace, electric fireplace insert, fireplace door. So yeah, these aren't really exactly the keywords I'm trying to rank for. So for instance, if I were to go like this, and then I were to go like this, I just copy this word here. I'm going to put it in front, right? Wall mounted ethanol fireplace. I'm going to see if there's any search volume for that at all. Yeah, and there's really not 7 impressions, right? So obviously, it's not a keyword that I should try to rank for. But if there was like a ethanol fireboxes, that might be a keyword, right? So let's try that. Yeah, so that gets some search volume. So I could do a campaign for that, although it's really low, 50 searches per month. So again, it might not be something that's worth doing. So we're going to stick with the top one in this niche for now. In your niche, it might be different, right? So just consider that. So ethanol fireplaces is what I'm going to do for. And I'm also going to be doing the same word, but singular, right? Because singular or plural, it's going to be something good to show for an ad. And then the next one I could do is best. So best fireplace and best fireplaces. And the reason I do that is because that is a keyword usually that's searched by people. And like for instance, I could plug that in there and give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So it's not that many, but it's 50. But usually, that best, it's good to take them to that collection page on the website. And then they're going to say, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, these are some of the best. Okay, best selling. Yeah, I see that. And then later on, when we go through the SEO and content marketing stuff, I'm going to be adding a lot more content to this ethanol fireplaces collection. It's going to be kind of like a short buyer's guide. And then it will guide people to the different sub-collections and the brand collections as well within this one. So this one ethanol fireplaces collection page with all the products on it will end up being kind of a resource guide for this entire collection alone. And that's the goal eventually. But for now, we just want to get some traffic and make some sales so we can afford to pay for more content marketing. Okay, so that's that. And for now, we'll just save continue. We're just creating the first one. We'll go from there. And now we can create our first ad. Okay, this is where the ad copy comes into play. So I have the ad copy template here. So the first thing you want to do is the, I put product URL, but URL on your website. So let's just put website URL. Right, and we already have that up here, so just click there. Okay, and then headline 1, it's up to you. I usually just put brand, product name, that kind of thing. So, in this case, I'll put like best ethanol fireplaces, or just like put best deals on ethanol fireplaces, something like that, like whatever you want to put. And headline 2 is going to be free shipping at yourdomain.com. This is something, pretty broad. And it's only going to allow me 30 characters, right? So my website URL is pretty long, so I have to decrease this by enough characters. And free shipping, e-fireplace direct. It doesn't really, like, I guess I'm gonna put like free shipping, no sales tax or something, and that actually fits really well, so that's cool. Maybe I'll just change that to here. That's up to you guys. If you don't feel comfortable putting that, you can put something else. But yeah, so e-fireplace direct, so ethanol fireplaces. And usually if it's like a product name, we'll change that to like brand product name. And then the description, this is just a template that I made up. You guys can use whatever you want. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and switch that out for order a ethanol fireplace. Order an ethanol fireplace today. and get 5% off by now. We have 20 more characters we could use, so that's too much. So yeah, there you go. So I added my URL, so that's cool. Just another place to add the domain, which is nice for branding purposes. And all right, so it looks good enough. All right, that's not necessary, and we'll just hit done. Okay, for now, we're just going to keep it that way. I could do a separate ad, though, and see how it performs, and maybe I'll just do the same ad, but instead of using the word best, I'll just put like shop or something like that, you know? Because you always just want to test things out and see what converts better. So let's do shop ethanol fireplaces. Headline 2 is going to be the same. Not sure why it didn't work on that one. All right, and the same thing here. And same thing here. Cool. All right, we're done there. So we got 2 ads. One says shop, one says best. You never know which one might convert better, so it'll be good that over time we can kind of split test that. They're estimating that I'm going to have 1 daily click, 20 cents. So obviously my bid is pretty low. It's only going to be 1 click a day, which is fine. So I can always change that over time. I can say, okay, now I'd like to change it to 50 cents if I see that I'm not getting any clicks, you know? And later on, we'll be able to use the ad group bid simulator as well. And that'll be able to raise and lower bids according to where AdWords sees that our search impression share is. So there you go. So, I'm going to show you how to duplicate your ad groups so that it makes it easier to make new ad groups instead of starting from scratch. So duplicating is an easy process. You just click this little checkbox down here, hit edit and copy, and then go edit and paste. And you don't need to pause it. It's going to go ahead and paste the ad group. And what you're going to have now is the identical ad group. So it's going to be for a different collection, right? For me, it's electric fireplaces instead of ethanol fireplaces. For you, it's a different sub-collection. So now I can copy that keyword. And I can go into here, change the name. And then I can click into that ad group and change the ads. Okay, so make sure you click ads and extensions. And you'll see these 2 ads now. So you want to make sure you edit both of them, right? And you're going to just replace the info here. Same deal, except for you're just replacing the relevant information. Okay. Yeah, and if, like I was doing right there, for some reason the ad copy doesn't fit, you just have to edit the words or change symbols, change things around, basically. So it's the same thing for the next ad. Very simple process. Cool. So there you go. So I've now duplicated that across my 2 major categories, and I'm going to stop there, and then in the next video we're going to do the brand campaigns, ad groups, under the search text ads. So let's do that. So that's the first step. We're now going to do a brand page, and then I'm going to show you 1 product page. So I'm just going to show you 1 of each, and then you guys can go through and finish off the rest of those. So right now, if you want to, you can just go through your website and do the rest of your collection ones. So you're set up, so you know all your top collections. If you have something like broad, like furniture, I wouldn't do that because it's just so broad. You're going to get a lot of clicks, and nobody's really going to know what they're searching for. So if it's something like that, definitely use like the subcategories, you know, like TV lift cabinets in this case. But these are already pretty subcategories. Like this is a fireplace site, and this has ethanol and electric. So these are subcategories already, so I can use those. These are like subcategories, so I don't really need to use those. They'll have less search volume. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, go ahead and go through that. Finish that off maybe first if you want to, and then move on to the next video now, and I'm going to show you how to do the next type of campaign. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to show you how to create the brand related search text ads. These are going to go to your collections pages, just like this. So we're going to be targeting the brand keywords. All right, so with that said, just go into your Google dashboard for ads. And one thing you'll notice, I changed the ad group name to start with the word type. I'm going to also do that for brands and products, so that it's easy to sort through these later on, because they'll come up alphabetically. So, well, they will if you click ad group anyways. So that's good. Let's go ahead and just copy and paste the last one we did. All right, so now we have this new one. We'll change the name to brand, and then we'll change the name to match the collection name. Okay, and let's do a double the bid. Go in there. All right, great. So now we are going to have ads and extensions. All right, here's the two ads. So let's go ahead and edit first ad. Just pull the link, and then pull the name, and then just want to do something like this. And then take the name and put it into the description. And if it goes over, you just gotta kind of change things around a little bit, delete a couple things. Okay, save that version. Do the same thing with this one. Kind of like actually that. This looks nice. Okay. Actually gonna go back in here. I forgot I was supposed to make it by oh, that's right. Okay, we'll just keep it, yeah. Anyway, this is up to you guys whether you want to follow my exact templates or not. These are just kind of like split tested ads, basically. So great, now we've done that. Let's change the keywords in this ad group. So the keywords we're going to use are specifically this one. Okay, and we can basically get rid of the rest of these. We're going to need them, so we can just remove them. Alright, so now we're just going to be phrase matching BioBlaze. Anybody types in BioBlaze there, and we can even copy and paste. Oops, I guess I just added a new one. And we'll go BioBlaze, all one keyword. So basically, if you have like a brand name that's 2 words, you can do that or that. Okay, and that's it. So now you have your brand ad group. So again, all it takes is that. To make a new ad group, then you just go back to your search text ads campaign, look at your ad groups, go to that one, right, copy, paste. In this case, I'm going to pause it because I'm not actually going to do this one, but I just want to show you guys how you can create your future ones. We go through the same process. Change the name, okay, and then change the ads and change the keywords. That's it, guys. So next we're going to do a product page. Alright, so in this video we're going to create a search text ad for our product pages. So go to your search text ads campaign and basically just copy and paste one of the ad groups, doesn't matter which one. Alright, and then change the name to, oops. There we go. Something's going on here. Yeah. Sorry. Change the name to product and then the product name. Shopify replace. And then we're going to need to add the SKU number as well. Oops. Oh my gosh, okay. Actin Bratty. We're going to be targeting the SKU number and the product name in one. Later on, we can go through and target just SKU numbers if we decide to do that. For now, we'll just do it in one. Alright, so we've changed the name. Now we're going to double the bid. So we're going to make that $1 because it's more specifically a search term that people are looking that are ready to buy a product. So let's now go into the campaign, choose the Ads and Extensions button, change these two ads. So the first thing is pull the URL. By the way, if you go back and change your URL for products later on at all, for any reason, make sure you make a redirect so that you don't screw over your AdWords campaigns. And then whenever you change a URL, make sure you go and fix the search text ad, because it will not fix it automatically like shopping ads will with the feed. You'll have to go back through and manually do it yourself. Just FYI, keep that in mind. Same thing goes for any page on your website. You create a search text ads too. Alright, so now we've done that. Let's go ahead and do the product name. Okay, so usually it might end up being a bit longer, so you might want to take out like any of the additional words, you know, like subtypes and stuff like that, so you can make room for the product name and SKU number. And if for some reason the SKU number doesn't fit, don't worry about it. Okay, and keep headline to the same, headline, and then the links should be the product name. If the type fits, you can do that. In this case, it does. And just copy the headline 1, add it to here, order of Bibles when you use Fireplace today. Okay, now it's 3 digits too much, so you just delete additional words and save the new version. Okay, in this case, I'm not going to be able to create a second version with a different name up here, so I'm going to go ahead and just remove that other ad group. So we're just going to have one version of that ad. If we decide later, we can always create split tests on this one too, different ads. Okay, and that's that. Now let's go to keywords. We'll change the keywords on that ad, specifically to target anything with that keyword in it, and that will make it so that anything with that keyword, but if it is used in other things out there, then that's not good. So it might be smarter just to target the brand name and the keyword, and then do the same thing, but make the brand name all one word, that kind of stuff. And then also, you can do for search terms that are like the product name plus the type, which in some niches it happens. So let's add one where we have the product name and type. So I'm just going to add a keyword here, Vinny's, fireplace, that kind of thing. So anything with the terms Vinny's fireplace in it will go. That includes like Vinny's ethanol fireplace, Vinny's freestanding fireplace, that kind of stuff. So that's pretty broad enough to cover those. And then we want to do the SKU number. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We're not going to be able to do a dash, so we can do a space and then no space. Okay, so that'll cover any terms like that, which hopefully doesn't trigger, weird search terms. And later on, we'll be able to actually go through this campaign since we're paying more on it. We don't want to be bidding for unrelevant search terms. Like BBVB or BBVB might end up triggering search terms that aren't relevant. So what you can do is click up here to search terms, and you'll be able to see which terms that your ads are popping up for here. And if you find terms that aren't, you can either add them as negatives here, or you can go here and add them as phrase match negatives, that kind of stuff. So we're going to be doing that eventually. And yeah, now you are done with the product. Search text ads, so go ahead and just repeat that same process for every single product on your website. Can seem like it's pretty tedious. You could have a virtual assistant do it for you. It's up to you. But this is how you can drive more targeted traffic and control the search engine's results page for your products. Next up is to check and make sure your ads are showing up. Mine are still under review right now. Like if I were to click into this product campaign here and go to the ads extensions, you can see that it says under review. When that says it's ready to publish or whatever, then we can check the search engine's results page to make sure it's showing up for the proper search terms. Okay, so there you go. You're done with your search text ads. Just repeat the process for everything you do. Same thing goes when you're bringing on new suppliers and new products. You just keep adding them in there, and it'll kind of boost the amount of times people see you and your trust, and it'll make you more professional and all that stuff, and probably increase your sales. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Alright guys, welcome. In this video we're going to go over how to set up Bing ads. So there's 4 steps involved. First is to set up your shopping feed app. Next is to set up the Webmaster Tools account, and then we're going to set up the AdWords account, get everything linked up, submit our feed, and then import the Google AdWords campaigns, and everything should be good to go. Alright, so let's get into it. First step is setting up the shopping feed app. So click the link and it'll come to this page, and just click Get. This is by the same company that makes the Google shopping feed app, so it's really easy to set up. Alright, depending on how many products you have, it may have a charge for you, it may not. And there's a 28-day free trial as well, so it won't charge you for a month. And of course, it will be charged to your Shopify bill, which is nice. As you install the app, you'll get an email from them, and it's actually going to break down the process of Bing shopping ad campaign creation, which is really cool, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. So the first step they want us to do is actually create the Bing Merchant Center store, and they even have a video there you can watch. And then select the appropriate options to generate the feed, which is in here. So for instance, if you have products that are under $500, you'll want to make a special collection like we did earlier for the Google feed, and it's called Google Shopping, right? So you choose that same collection. I'm not sure why it had me click that, but whatever. Anyway, and then search engine optimize, all variants, and you do not need that. And I don't think you need to click that. And then you just click generate. So that'll create the feed for you. And then you'll get the email. And once you've submitted your URL to the Merchant Center, you'll have 2 to 5 days for the product externally. So basically, now we can go to dashboard, I believe. Yeah, so it's going to ask us to create a Merchant Center account now. So that's the next step. So let's go ahead and get in there. And you can click the link in the description as well. Tell there's actually no video in their help section, so it'd be good just to go ahead and create your Bing Webmaster Tools account here. So go ahead and sign up. You can use your Google account. So once you're in here, just add your website. Okay, and then fill out the rest of the information. And after you've done that, and click the next button, you can go ahead and copy their meta tag. So all you need to do is add the meta tag to the head section of your default web page. Really easy process. Just go to your theme and click edit. Just click edit code and then go to your theme file. And right in the head section next to your Google tag, just add your Bing tag and hit save. And then you can go verify it. And you're good to go. So now you have a Bing Webmaster account set up. It's kind of like Google Search Console, but for Bing. And you can go ahead and save that link as well. That's done, you're all approved. Now you can click the link in the description for the Bing AdWords account. Alright, and then click sign up now, or sign up for AdWords, or Bing Ads. And of course, use your existing email address that you just did. You verified everything, it'll take you here. Just make sure you choose the correct country and currency, as you cannot change that later. So once you're done with that, just click the next button, and you're going to be importing your campaigns from Google AdWords. So sign into Google. Once you've done that, just click import all campaigns, and your import will be in progress. Alright, now you can probably find a promotional offer online if you search for Bing Ads promotional offer, or if I end up getting some sort of affiliate code where I can give you $100 off or something, I'll make an update video below and just check for that. For now, I am going to try to find one myself, so one moment here. So for now, I don't have one, and like I said, check below for an update video or an update, with a code below. Hopefully I can find one later. For now, I'm going to skip the payment information. If you do get a promotional code, you can go ahead and enter payment information if you want to. You may be able to enter it later, like I was able to also in my AdWords account. You won't be able to run ads until your payment method is added, just FYI. Alright, but this is your AdWords. So now you should have the same campaigns imported. Shopping ads and search text ads and all that stuff right now. So I'm going to double check that everything is properly added to my account. And that's it so far. So now we just need to set up your Google Merchant Center. So let's see here. Okay, so now let's just go to Tools and click Bing Merchant Center. Then we'll click Create Store. Add your information in there. And your store description, of course, you can pull that from your preferences. If you remember, you added some content in here. So just go ahead and do that. This is all checkout, yes. You don't need to block aggregators. Just add your name. Optionally, you can add that below. You don't have to. Alright, and then that's it there. So now we just need to create the catalog. Your catalog management tab, like they tell you. And you can get started creating a catalog here. Create catalog. Just call it the same thing. It's called in the Merchant Center for Google. There's no confusion. Source URL. Now if you go back to your app and click on Manage Products, or Product Feed actually, go down to the bottom, there's a link here. So you can pull that link and enter it in there. I don't think there's any username and password that they need. And change it to daily, midnight, and your time zone. And should be good. Hit save. And it's uploaded. Alright, so you are good to go. Right, the last thing is they're going to have to approve it, so you wait a few days. I think they told you that here when you went to actually create the feed. It takes 3 to 5 days. So in about a week, everything will be set up and your ads will start running. You can double check. You can always re-import your campaigns in Bing Ads. So I'll probably do an update video. Check that below. Until then, you can just set up and wait a week until your ads are set up. But when the update video is done, you can check below and watch that, and I should be able to show you how my ad campaigns are looking. All right, talk to you then. Hey guys, welcome to this lesson on setting up your Google remarketing ads. So the first step is to go into Google Shopping Feed app and go down to Google Remarketing Conversion Tracking. This may change over time, but as of the filming of this lesson, they have this option. And what they'll do is they'll install your conversion tracking and dynamic remarketing audiences for you. So you just have to ask them to activate all the audiences. The setup process is pretty simple. You're just connecting your ad account and Merchant Center and all that stuff. It'll set up all this stuff for you, so you don't have to. And then it'll track everything, right? So within a week or so, you'll be able to start running remarketing ads to your audience, which is really cool. So that's the first step. Go through and do that first. Again, the Shopping Feed app, go to Google Remarketing and Conversion Tracking, just go through each step it tells you to go through and set it up for your account. And then we're going to get into Google Ads and actually set up the ads. Hey guys, welcome to this lesson on creating your dynamic remarketing ads. So the first things you want to do is go into your ad account and understand where you can see your audiences and your conversions, because those are going to be your key things here when it comes to dealing with this stuff. So audiences is going to be basically who you're remarketing to, and conversions is going to be how you're going to know to retarget those people, what step along their funnel, along your funnel that they've gone. Okay, so here under audiences, you can see all the different audiences I have for this particular store right now, and kind of get an idea of which ones have a search ability and display size to them. So for instance, like if you look here, the biggest ones are similar to all visitors, similar to all converting. These are lookalike audiences, so people that look like the people that have converted or seen our website. So you won't use these for remarketing ads, okay? These are lookalike. Product page viewers, you could use those for remarketing ads. All right, let's see here. Cart page viewers, specifically people that reach the cart page. And all visitors minus customers, that's one you can use as well. So I recommend running 2 different retargeting ads, one for anybody who reached your product pages, did not convert, and then somebody who actually reached your cart page but did not convert. Because you can actually spend more money to retarget those people, okay? And also you can create ones based on how long it's been since they've been on your website as well, okay? You can get creative with audiences. In order to mess with audiences, you can just press the plus button and base it upon, like in this case, website visits. Make an audience name, visitors of a particular page if you want to do it that way, and then make the page URL contain that. So you can choose like, okay, people that saw anyone that contains products, but does not contain cart, or does not contain, thank you, or something like that. Whatever the URL is of your thank you page, orders or something like that, whatever that URL is, okay? That'll be people that viewed a product page but not. And if you want to do something where it's like viewed a cart page but did not order that, then did not see the order page, then that's fine too, okay? That's how you create audiences. Now under conversions, conversion action checkouts, you'll know that somebody had placed an order on your website, and like for instance, I can see over the last 7 days, I got 1 conversion. This is through Google Ads, okay? So 4 conversions last 30 days. So that's just how this goes. So that's really the only one you need to see, and just understand that stuff, okay? All right, so to create your dynamic remarketing ad, all you need to do is plus and new campaign. And then you want to go to sales and display, okay? Sales, display. Standard display campaign, Smart or Gmail. We're going to do standard. And then put in your website. Okay, so whichever one you're going to do. Something like this. United States. I recommend people that are regularly in your location, because that way you're not going to be retargeting people just that show interest in, okay? Exclude people that in your excluded locations, okay? That's really important. English, let's see, you're bidding, what do you want to focus on? Conversions. That's fine. Manually set your bids, pay-per-clicks. That's usually good. You're going to set your budget like $10 a day and grow up from there. Okay. For your ad group, you want to look for the audience, so just browse or whatever your audience name is. You want to search for the same name and then go to the bottom of your list. So in my case, I'm going to be targeting all visitors minus customers. Okay, and you can sort by demographics. So like household income, you can sort if they know that it's lower than 50%, you know. You can take those away if you want. And narrow your audience a little bit that way. Okay. Targeting expansion, just turn that off. Ad group bid, usually we start around maybe 50 cents. All right, and make sure that you check the box that says dynamic ads, use a data feed, and then just select your data feed, okay? Advertise all products in the country of sale, recommended. Okay, and you'll want to create your ad now, and what you're going to need to do that is to upload some images and logos. So it's going to pull things from your website automatically, product images, but you still have to upload your particular like logo and stuff like that. So naturally it'll scan your website. Ideally this will come up with some stuff. Okay, so it didn't really work on mine. But you can always upload your logos here and stuff like that. Okay, so upload your logo and some images that are related. For headline, you can just use kind of what it gives you. This is a really good one right there. Best-selling saves, Okay, just some ideas. Okay. All right, ad group. Yeah, I need to be able to add the image here. So it's going to ask you when you add an image to ask do square or landscape. So if it doesn't fit landscape, just use square. that kind of thing. You can choose stock images too, of course, which is really good. Seems better for landscape. Just need one square, one landscape. Okay. So that's the basic essence of creating a dynamic product remarketing ad. Pretty simple. And after this, you can go through and you can really start to optimize your stuff. Okay, optimize your ad copy, optimize your audiences, create multiple ads for different audiences. Narrow down your audiences, maybe bid a lot higher on certain display campaigns to audiences that are higher net worth than others, that kind of thing. See if they convert better. But that's that, okay? So really simple. I'm going to go ahead and pause this one because I'm not actually going to run it. But on yours, you can go ahead and run it, okay? See you in the next lesson.
Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you kind of the overview of managing an ad account on a day-to-day basis, Google Ads. If you want more information about how we actually set up a Google Ads account, everything's in the Masterclass, so it's under ecommerceparadise.com/masterclass if you want to get into that course, and then you'll see all the setup videos. Today's video is just about how to manage a ad account using our setup. So it's pretty simple. I'm in here. Kind of the first step to do is to take a look at the ad spend and see if it's changed a bit over the past week or over the past month. This happens to be a client account of ours. And as you can see, it's pretty steady, so nothing major has changed, which is good. I have things separated by clicks, impressions, average CPC, and cost. I could change this, like for instance, if I really wanted to see like cost first, that's what, sometimes I really like look at that. And I want to see conversion value next, so like all the sales that it resulted in, although even though this ad account is not performing that well yet, it's kind of new, so that's that. And then might want to get like some of the other data on like actual ROAS, so conversion value divided by cost, which is ROAS, and then maybe just some additional stuff like competitive metrics, search impression share, which kind of tells me like how well our ads are getting seen, that kind of stuff. So yeah, so let's look at the past 14 days, 30 days. I usually do this management test like 2 or 3 times a week, maybe a couple of days or something like that. Let's see here. So 2 weeks we haven't had any conversions through ads that are tracked through ads, but sometimes they're not tracked very well. The last month 2,000, but that's because we had a couple, let's see, how many days was it? 1, 2, 3 days of high ad spend. So if we subtract 600 and like $700 from that, so the average ad spend would be generally $50 a day. So $50 a day times 30 is 1,500. All right, so next I want to check, kind of like the daily. I want to make sure that the products campaign is always spending more than the brands campaign. Okay, that's the first thing I want to see. And for some reason it's not updating. Just kind of annoying, but okay, so yesterday. Brands is spending more than products, so I kind of want to look into that. So under audience, keywords, content, you'll see, under insights and reports, you'll see search terms. Over the last 7 days, looks like Buck Stove, which is like a new supplier added to the site. It's getting a lot of ad spend, which is good, so I might need to optimize that more. So any brands that are getting quite a bit of ad spend, but no conversions, we definitely want to optimize those. Competitive optimization, which basically means checking your competitors and seeing what kind of deals they're offering or how we can improve the offer on our site, on our client store. The other thing is that we want to see these SKU numbers popping up, and like model names and stuff like that. We don't want to see so much of the brands themselves. So maybe we need to update the actual negative keywords that are being used. So what I would do is go down to keywords and check out the products list. Just kind of get some idea. So it looks like we have the negative keywords set to show buck stove model first, so maybe I need to actually, you know, but if I change this to just homesteader, then it might, you know, show for a bunch of like random, you know, generic keywords. So that's kind of the trouble. But I can probably remove model from all of these. We want to have these negative keywords be as simple as possible. I don't think you can edit these in bulk. You can only add or remove them. So I'm just going to go ahead and of course I could always just go into my sheet and like edit them in bulk and then add separate ones in here. But I'm just going to go through here now and remove the word model because maybe somebody's just typing in the number. Usually we have our negative keywords set to show the brand name and then the skewer model. If the skewer model is like a very simple series of characters, in the case that it's more complex series of characters, it is probably ideal actually to remove this because then somebody's going to type this more complex series of characters in and will actually show up for that. But when it's a very generic series of characters, you know, like short number strings like this, basically, these could be like, you know, construed by Google Shopping to be like the year or of like a car or some shit like that, you know. So you gotta be careful, or like, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, kind of a similar thing here. We have Art Flame Classic, Art Flame 1. Prestige. Sometimes these can just be separate, but you know, you really have to check your search terms every day because you don't want to be bidding really high on like very generic terms. But we can definitely simplify search terms that are you know, more complex or esoteric. I guess would be a good way to put it. Let's see. A little bit more rare that the actual SKUs are getting typed into Google, but definitely the model names, we want to have all the model names added. All right, the next thing is we want to go into campaigns and see how the actual bids are, you know, looking. So we go into the, you know, I usually sort by top ad spend to lowest ad spend. Just kind of prioritize that stuff. I'll refresh this so that maybe it'll show. Oh, I think it just switched to yesterday. That's why. Okay, so there's no today yet. Yeah, so just keeps going back to 7 days. Okay, so yesterday we have Mr. Cool, this particular model, and if I click on the number, it'll show me the actual product, and then I can see that it is a not a kit, but an actual wall mount air handler. Sometimes I just search on Google for the product just to kind of see like what is this product, and you know, looks like the should the sale price in here too. Doesn't show the sale price for some reason. Anyway, so that's the yeah, so I think we have the price set wrong on the website. So I'm gonna ask my team to fix that. Take a look, because the price in here is showing $11.48. My competitor's site's showing as that. So usually I just take a screenshot, then like the competitor. I double check that the SKU is correct. DIY 12 HP 25. Yeah, that's the correct one. All right, so I'm gonna ask them like, what's up with the pricing? Why is it different? Let's see if I just click on that. So will it bring me a link? Yes, it will. So in Google Ads, you can click the link to the product on your website, and then you can compare. And it's actually the same. You just have the MSRP marked higher, so that's not a big deal. The site itself looks really good. We got 5% off up there, 5% off down here. Let's check if they have any like add-ons, and they do. They have BTUs that you can change, and those go to different product listings, right? Yeah. So I'm going to tell my team that we're going to need to set up some sort of a way for people to choose like different BTUs, because that's what the competitor's doing. That's just a good idea. Somebody has to search the site. Yeah, overall the site looks really good. And sometimes I just like to test sites out, make sure that they're working well, make sure that everything looks good across the site. This looks a little bit funky, but it's not that bad. So right off the bat, I'm not seeing anything on this website that's immediately going to turn somebody off. So that's good. If they're cruising through the site, they probably see a lot of good stuff, and they're like, okay, I like this company, I trust them. I would definitely buy from them. A lot of good social signals. I don't know why this page is set to show reviews on it. That's interesting. But maybe it's set to the reviews page when it shouldn't be. Well, I'm going to check that out. It's something good to look at. Yeah, just keep in mind when you're looking through a website, especially like your own, just make sure that there's nothing weird on the website that might turn somebody off. That's kind of part of this whole ad account management, is just like double checking competitors, updating things. You might even want to take a look into your merchant center to optimize your feed. I'll go into another video, I think, separately on that. But anyway, yeah, do those things. I guess maybe I'll look through a few more stuff just to give you some idea. Let's look back into this campaign again. So that's like the top ad spend product there. Buck Stove, you can kind of do a similar thing. Look at the top ad spend product. So if we just click that, open the website, and then I can search it in Google. Try to find a niche site that kind of matches us, see if the pricing matches and all that. So they're offering it for less. That's the first thing, obviously. Let's see, we do have quite a few options available on the website, which is good. All right, so yeah, I'll be right out. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. And yeah, definitely click the link in the description to learn more about this process. See you out there.